What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Today, we're going to be doing a recap on a very popular case from Colorado. The truck driver that killed 4 people. He was sentenced to 110 years, but his sentence just got commuted. I guess over 5 million signatures from people all across the country, and not to mention all the truck drivers protesting pulling over on the side of the road. You know we need those truck drivers. You better tighten up. Governor said, hell no, man, we ran out of Twinkies in the local food line today. We got to get them truckers back on the road. Commute that man back to a 10 clip. I hate to make a laugh out of this situation, but y'all know that's what I do. Anyways, let's watch this damn newscaster talk about it a little bit, and then I'll break down my 2 cents.
And there's more breaking news, this time on that truck driver who was sentenced to 110 years in prison for a deadly highway crash. Colorado's governor has commuted Rogelio Aguilera Mederos' sentence to 10 years.
God, I'm glad I didn't say his name. I wouldn't have said it nowhere near as exotic as that guy did. Shit, let's run it back.
Rogelio Aguilera Mederos is sentenced to 10 years. He was convicted on 27 charges for a fiery crash that killed 4 people in 2019. A petition calling for clemency was signed by more than 5 million people. NBC News legal analyst Danny Cevallos joins us now to talk a little bit more about this reduced sentence. Danny, so we were looking.
Damn, that's money right there, y'all. Look at that couch and look at that damn dog. That fool got a better haircut than me. And look at this wood right here from 1817, recycled from the Mayflower. God, this guy's fancy, ain't he?
Looking at a 110-year sentence for this crash that just came down about 2 weeks ago. The DA there in Colorado had said that had requested a resentencing hearing. That was on the calendar. How unusual is it that the decision for clemency came so quickly and that the sentence was reduced by so much, from basically life in prison to 10 years?
So unusual that we're not likely to see anything like this again. But then again, this is an unusual situation. You have a weird combination of mandatory minimum sentences that led to this completely bizarre, unexpected result that is...
Like I said in the first episode, ladies and gentlemen, mandatory minimal sentencing. You take a jury trial and you're found guilty in Colorado for, I believe, any violent crimes, you're going to have a mandatory minimum. Just like over here in Virginia, I believe... possession with a firearm by a convicted felon is a mandatory minimum 5 years. You can get no less than that. And this is just another example of, what I tell y'all all the time. The court system, straight politics, it's inconsistent. People are getting less time than they should, and people are getting more time than they should just because of some paperwork telling them to do it. A judge and jury should decide the person's own fate, not some kind of calculated mandatory minimum equation that some idiot came up with 20 years ago. You got to change the law sometimes, and mandatory minimum should go out the window. So inconsistent, man. I could, think I'm doing stand your ground law over here in Virginia, and then I'm going to get life. But over in Florida, guess what? I'm going home, eat my hot fries. Shit's nuts, man. It's got to change. I think, and I know a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with this, and it kind of sounds like a new order, but that's what we need, is a new judicial system order. And it has to be nationwide. It can't just go from state to state. But how would that happen? I mean, look, every system has its flaws, and sooner or later, you're going to see all of them.
Result that is uncommon. But as a defense attorney, that's exactly the problem with mandatory minimums, is that they take the power away from the judge, who should have the power to sentence, and they give that power almost exclusively to the prosecutor. A little too much power in the prosecutor's hand. The reason this happened so quickly is that it was so apparently a sentence that was beyond the pale for sentences for conduct of this type. Especially given the facts and circumstances. Of course, a tragic crash, tragic result, but this sentence, 110 years, was not within the heartland of similar sentences.
So, Danny, we saw the governor get ahead of the legal process in a lot of ways before the appeal, before this resentencing hearing. We also saw the defendant here, that young man, openly sobbing in court when the sentence was handed down. That went viral. People online were talking about it all over the country.
I tried telling people, man, it's just like me. Y'all are just like me. The American people are just like me. You see a guy that can barely speak English, add a few teardrops, man, that's going to play with everybody's heartstrings. I felt sorry for him right off the break when he said, I apologize, Your Honor, I don't speak too good of English. Oh, damn, that shit hit me hard in the heart. I said, he's innocent.
As you said, the judge admitted that his hands were tied with the mandatory minimum sentence laws. We saw the online petition for clemency getting more than 5 million signatures. Truckers also, got on the road and protested that sentence. Do you think this commutation was about public pressure, or was it about the sentencing laws being so messed up?
About public pressure? Or is it about the sentencing laws being so messed up? Trust and believe. If there was no public pressure or no one like me to bring the courts to you, yeah, then this dude would still be doing 110 years. There would never have been no kind of commuting going on because the governor never would have even heard about it. The only reason why this is going the way it is because of the damn pressure. Maybe probably like 10% the governor's seen his story and his heartstrings were pulled as well. We don't know. But the fact remains, if this story didn't go viral, the governor never would have heard about it.
Realistically, all commutations, all pardons, all grants of clemency are essentially at their core political in nature. That's because governors and presidents receive so many requests for pardons and commutations that only a tiny fraction are actually considered. In the federal system, it's by the Pardon Office, which looks at the entire file. But as we know also, governors and presidents often pardon political allies, people that they have, that they know will advance them politically. And of course, they pardon people who will damage them politically. And that's why they do it typically on their last day in office, where they have the least political exposure.
This shit's so greasy, ain't it? I think it's pretty cool how governors and, presidents can commute people's time or just completely free them. But it's slimebally as shit. Just imagine doing time next to someone for the same exact charge, but he's more popular than you. He's more popular and the governor or the president just happened to pardon him. But you're still going to the chair. It's all right.
So pardons have been political since they came over from England on the boat. They've always been that way. And so they will continue to be that way. They really are such a rare part of the criminal defense practice that I don't even know anyone who practices pardon law.
Pardons for the big wigs, man, to save their own asses, if you're to ask me. And I don't give a shit how old the law is, coming all the way from England on the boats. Who gives a damn? This ain't England no more. Separation of church and state, my friend. We make our own fucking laws in America.
All right, NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalas with us tonight. Danny, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
That's some fucking crispy camera footage there, man. Damn! Anyways, there you have it. Quick little clip of the day. Little recap on the truck driver. Got a 10-piece. I'll take a 10 over 110 any day. And he's probably going to get a lot of good time. And, shit, he'll probably be out in like 5 years. Who knows? The question here is, though, is he going to be a truck driver when he gets out? I don't care how many signatures you got. I don't know if any truck companies will ever hire that guy.